This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football. We are life in football.
Welcome to the Life in Football podcast, baby. I'm your host, Mike Feed.
And this your co-host, Colin Moore. You know we loving life and enjoying football.
Top-notch players all around the world. Top-notch players all around the world. Today, our very special guest is J. Jackson Williams. He one of the best offensive tackles in the country. Matter of fact, offensive linemen in the country. He played at FAMU, played at Florida State, JUCO ball, coming straight out of California. And what I liked about him, when I saw him at the game, he was handling business, man, looking like a giant out there, but he had the footwork to match. And when you dealing with a player of this caliber, he got a lot of talent and a lot of potential. Now, he going to be in this upcoming draft. I want somebody, please, to bring him in because he got a lot of talent and a lot more information we about to find out. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let C-Mo bring him on.
How you doing, Jay?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Good, man. It's a blessing to have you on, man.
It's a blessing to be here, man. Appreciate it.
Now, Mike said you from Calif. You all the way over here in Florida, man. So how did that end up happening?
Oh, man, it was a long journey. First of all, I started off as a wide receiver in high school and had to grow and then start like that. And then by my senior year, I ended up being a walk-on at San Diego State. And that following spring, they had cut a bunch of walk-ons, and they told us we could come back in the fall, to get back on the team. But I didn't want that for myself, so I went to junior college at Grossmont Community College in El Cajon, California. Played a year of defensive line there. Next season, tried to move to tight end. And hit a growth spurt when I turned 20. My dad was just a background that. My dad played at Long Beach State and ended up playing at Louisville, offensive lineman. And so he always told me I was going to end up being as big as him. And I didn't believe him until I turned 20, and I grew about 2 inches, about 30, 40 pounds. And I was out there one day, spring ball during 7-on-7, and I had a coach from Nevada come up to my head coach and ask who I was. He explained it to him, he's a bounce back and stuff like that. And all of a sudden he's like, dude, he looks like an offensive lineman. And he went over there and talked to me for a bit, told me at least give it a try and, make that switch. And it was one of the best decisions of my life. And going through that and recruiting through that season, I was a top 10 guy in the country through the offensive line. And I ended up choosing Florida State in 2018. And that's really how I ended up out here, I had never left California in my 21 years out there. And, coming out here to Tallahassee, it was a really culture shock experience. But I really love the South.
Yeah. Now, with you being over here and you at Florida State, but you also got to be at FAM too, man. So how did the Florida State go and to actually get you at FAM as well?
When I got to Florida State, I was Willie Taggart's second recruiting class, and, they really had him on a hot seat. And so we started that season, and we went through it, and I didn't get to play until after he was fired. And I got some more playing time and stuff like that. And then he brought in Coach Norvell, and who I love, and Coach Atkins and stuff like that. They taught me a lot mentally of the game, during COVID. We had to sit through meetings and stuff like that and really learn the game like coaches and stuff. And so I went through camp with them. I had some COVID issues and stuff like that. And so I took a step back and ultimately decided to leave the program and just look for a better opportunity.
Right.
And which ultimately led me to FAMU and signing with them in 2020.
Okay. And when you got to FAM, you did what you had to do, and now it's pretty much you almost at that promised land that you waiting on, man. How your training been going?
It's been going good. I could have went to one of those big facilities somewhere in Dallas, somewhere out there in Georgia, but there's a guy that played 10 years at FAMU, and Wally Williams, and he's a local Tallahassee guy, and he trains guys through OLP with Charles Bentley, and I spent since December 6th to today working out with Wally and stuff like that, doing the OLP performance program and stuff like that, and put on 25 pounds of muscle from the season to pro day and stuff. And so right now is different working out than pro day because right now you're trying to maintain and condition and stuff like that for camp, and so you're trying to make sure you don't get hurt. And so Right now, it's just like I said, just maintaining stuff and trying to stretch and stay in shape, get ready for camp.
Yeah.
Now, I want to know, how was it for you growing up? Talk about your family dynamics, like your mom, dad, or, who helped you to become the person that you are today?
It's really been a lot of people, but, I got to first off start off with my parents. My father, like I said, was offensive lineman all his life. He played at the Long Beach State and the University of Louisville. Ultimately didn't get a chance at the league. My mother is a very strong woman. She was a cheerleader, and she's really been very supportive and a backbone of the family. I have a sister. She played D2 basketball, and she's just finished up law school. And most importantly, I'd have to give a lot of it to my grandparents. Growing up, both my parents are educators. My mom's an assistant principal. My dad's a PE teacher and a head coach.
Yeah.
And so I spent a lot of time with my grandparents. I was one of those kids that I got dropped off in the morning, and some nights I'd fall asleep there but wake up at home.
Yeah.
And they taught me a lot of things, just about life and just everything, things that you need to learn to be a good adult. And so I owe a lot of it to them. Unfortunately, they're not here anymore and stuff, but I wouldn't be the man I am today without them.
And that's great to hear, man, because my grandparents did a lot for me, too, and, especially when you got that family backing, like my mom, she did a lot, too. And it play a special part because, you need your family. And a lot of times that kind of get lost when you out there playing, because you so dedicated looking at the work and this and that. But you still got that backbone there to help you. Now, I want to know from you, how was it playing in that Legacy Bowl, because they, like I told you earlier, they treated y'all with first class, man. I love what I seen from the practice uniform to the game time. So how was it participating in that?
Those 6 days were a blessing and a great opportunity, not just with the practices, but also to be able to experience New Orleans and do the career fairs and all that stuff, and meet all these guys like Steve Weiss and stuff like that. But to be out there for 6 days with some of the best guys in the SWAC, all not just the SWAC, but the MEAC and all the other conferences and just HBCU schools, that was definitely an eye opener, just to see how much talent is out there. It sucks that they label it FCS, HBCU, FBS, Power 5, Group of 5. These guys can play. We, just like I've said before, we all put our pads on the same way.
Exactly.
It's different.
Exactly.
But once we get between them lines, it's a different story.
Game on.
And there's some guys that it was amazing because you can't really tell who was D1, who's D2, who's this or that. We just name and jersey. Put the ball on, let's play. And that's really what it was. And it was a lot of fun, to get out there and stuff like that and talk to guys, talk a little mess here and there, Jackson State guys, and the Bethune guys, this is first year FAMU, you can really say anything to them.
Right.
So, we got to have a lot of fun out there and stuff like that. So it was a great opportunity.
Now that Bowie State running back we had on the podcast, and he was in the game too.
Yeah, that guy definitely was moving.
Yeah.
To see some of them guys, and like you played against a bunch of them, but some of the guys you heard about and stuff like that, it's kind of funny. We were in a huddle, and one of the Grambling guys, Kill Glass, walked into the huddle, and he just looked at everybody. He's like, "Hey guys, hey look, we're in a huddle with Kill Glass."
Yeah.
He's like, "Bro, chill."
Yeah.
So,
Now
big
see,
time QB.
Now see, I also too, man. Like with you coming, see, you was at Florida State,
correct.
And that's a big time environment. You got a lot of things going on for with the fan base and everything. I want to know, like, what you expected before you got the fam, and then once you got there, how was it for you? Cause I was at some of the fam games this year, and I'm gonna tell you. See, I played at Alabama State, and I gotta tell you, I was hating a little bit, man. I was hating because the fan base rock. I ain't never seen the whole crowd rocking like with the little DJ coming in and he saying this stuff. They playing music. They got their own dance. Like, I really love that. But I want to know from you, like, how was it for you?
I didn't know what to expect. I when I was at Florida State, we played Alabama State, and they brought their band, so I got a little taste of what was going to go on. But I didn't really understand what I was getting myself into until I got to the spring game, one of my first year at FAMU. And shout out DJ Loose Kid, that's my guy right there. And spring game, they got the band and they got him,
right?
So you got best of both going on at the same time and stuff like that. And And I remember when we were playing Alabama State, you know, I guess there was some media issue or whatever, so that we would take like 2-3 minutes out of the game just as like we're just sitting there.
Right.
And they're playing music, and you see all the guys in the stands dancing, and I'm looking around on the sideline. I'm seeing the guys on the team dancing, and I'm just like, I've never seen this before.
Right.
Like, this is incredible. You know, and just hearing the band, like, I love the Marching 100. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
You know, I go to games just so if they're there, like, oh, the Marching 100, I'm coming.
Yeah.
You know, and so it was an experience. You know, like I said, I've played at Florida State. I played at San Diego State. And, you know, I've had the 40,000, 80,000 people crowds and stuff like that. But it was just different in Bragg Memorial Stadium. It felt different. It looked different. It was just an experience that I never had before, and I loved it.
I do too when I see it.
Now,
Every time I see it.
This is my last question for you. What's your thoughts on Coach Simmons? He been doing a great job over there, and I know he was probably one of the reasons why you went to FAM. Could you speak on him and the environment that FAM has created over there?
I will say, you know, Coach Simmons, you know, gave me the opportunity I needed to get to the next level, and just seeing how he works, you know, how he treats others and stuff like that, and just how the team is just behind him no matter what.
Right.
You know, we lost that game in Jackson State, and, you know, he was real short and simple about it the next day in our team meeting. He said, you guys are really going to buy in or you guys aren't?
Right.
And I never saw a locker room of guys that bought in fully, whole team bought in. And I've been places where guys go into the locker room, they want to whine and complain and this, and that, and you don't hear that around FAMU. You got a locker room full of guys that believe in their head coach and they want to work. And, you know, he's an open door guy. You know, he like to walk around, show off his J's and stuff like that. You know, you can come to him about anything, everything. If you have a problem, you can call that man anytime during the day, anytime during the night. He'll pick up, you know. And I appreciate Coach Simmons for everything that he's done for me, you know. Me and him got to talk a little bit more at the Legacy Bowl. You know, some days on the bus he sat in the back with some of the players, got to talk and hang out with them. And, you know, I feel like he's the type of coach that, you know, if FAMU doesn't keep him around, you know, he's a guy that's going to be at the Power 5 level at some point.
Big time.
Yeah, head coach, not just position coach.
Me and Mike talk about that too. Like, he's special. He got it. He know he got it. Fam know he got it. They got to do everything they can to keep him.
And one thing I
not saying he's going nowhere, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, one thing I forgot to say, if you look at it during COVID, you know, FAMU didn't play in the fall or the spring. But you could look across the country how many guys were just transferring and leaving schools. I don't really think anybody left FAMU during that time period.
No.
You know, no one left.
No, I think it maybe was one person. I think that was a quarterback that came from Kansas. But other than that, I only want to know. You're right.
Yeah,
I ain't even think about it like that. You're right.
Everybody stayed and bought in.
You don't even see nobody trying to transfer from them now.
Yeah, barely. I think I've only seen maybe like 1 or 2 guys.
Yeah, ain't that's amazing though.
Yeah, you got some schools where you got at least 20 people left probably like the last 2 years.
Right, right.
You know.
Well, I'm going to leave y'all how I always leave y'all, man. But that was Mr. J. Jackson Williams, offensive line for FAMU. And he's going to be a professional player. I'm telling y'all, man. He got the footwork. He got the size. He got the determination. And I'm going to leave y'all how I always leave y'all. Keep your head up and not down. I'll issue you a fall to the ground. This is the Life in Football podcast. Catch you next time.
This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. This is a new day to live your life. This is a new day to try to get right. This is a new day to get on track. Yeah, that's life in football. It's life in football. We are life in football.